to my channel. So today, as you can tell by the title, once again, I'm going to be talking about the time I went to a psych ward. Yes, the cuckoo house. Yeah, I went and shit was pretty crazy. I learned a few life lessons. The reason why I went is because my mom just felt like I looked depressed. This is the crazy part. My mom thought I was depressed. She thought I looked depressed. She was over here, just saying like, wow, Monica just went through a breakup. She looks like this and that. She doesn't have the best of friends. I don't even think she has friends. And one day, out of nowhere, I was just cooling it on my bed, just hanging out in my room. And I hear a knock on my door. And guess who the fuck it is? It's the police and the fucking paramedics. I'm like, what's going on? They basically told me that my mom called them saying that I tried overdosing on pills. Who? What? Where? Me? Overdosing on pills? Where? I don't even have any. A part of me was like, if I go, I know about this. I know about psych wards. You get like a week worth of vacation. That was a mistake. Let me put my hair down. That's where I fucked up. In the process of going or being admitted to a fucking psych ward is one of the longest processes ever. The psychiatric part, there's literally like 2 guards guarding the door at all times. There's a guard inside, and the doors are like maximum security. You cannot get out. And then when you're in, it's also in a special hallway. So in that special hallway, all the doors are also fucking locked. It's almost like a prison, if I had to say. I don't want to, but it was. So yeah, in my stay at Children's Hospital, in the moment that I was being evaluated, mind you, this took all freaking night. But let me get to that. So it's like 12 in the morning at this point, and we hear screaming and banging, and it sounds like a fight. And we can't really leave the door, but you can hear that this boy is just losing his freaking mind. He's over here trying to attack stuff, and he tried opening our door. And I was like, fuck no. And I pushed the door. I was like, you're not getting fucking in here. That's the fuck you're not gonna do. But yeah, all that crazy shit happened overnight, and by about 6 in the morning, we finally so there's a psychiatric hospital or a ward in Children's Hospital, but that one was full, so I got transferred to PIW, which I forgot what it stands for. Psychiatric Institute of Washington, I believe. Anyway, this place is fucking hell. It's a huge building, a 3-story high building in the middle of Wisconsin Avenue, and if you know where that's at, you wouldn't even know it's a psychiatric hospital. It's so well disguised. Yeah. They transferred me in an ambulance. They had me strapped down as if I was crazy. I am not that crazy, like I said before, but yeah, they had me strapped down. They evaluated me again, same questions, another questionnaire, 50 questions, yes or no. How bad are you feeling? Are you feeling crazy? Are you doing drugs? Did you do drugs? I'm not gonna tell you that. I don't want to spend more time there, but whatever. Wow, this is about to be a long video because there's a lot of details. But yeah, I took my mugshot, and I finally, after a few more hours, I finally went to the adolescence ward or floor, and there we meet the rest of my friends. I forgot to mention, so the floor, the adolescence floor, is half female, half male, and each had about, I would say 9 rooms. In each room, I think you shared about, it's your bed and 5 other females. And yeah, you basically shared a room with a bunch of girls. I didn't sleep most of the time. I mostly wrote in my journal in the dark. And in that psychiatric hospital, there's a a nurse that comes in and check on the patients about every 30 minutes or to an hour, just to make sure no one has escaped or no one's doing anything suspicious. I entered just in time for, I don't know what they were doing, but they were in this circle talking about something. I can remember all heads just turning at me. I'm like, fuck, these bitches look scary. I'm not supposed to be here. They evaluated me more in case I escape. How many tattoos do you have? What piercings do you have? This and that. And then finally I was thrown into the wild. We had this lounge area. Oh my god, my cat's right here with me. Do you want to say hi? She said hi. But yeah, I don't remember too much, but I do remember a few details. We had this lounge area where we spent most of the day. The psychiatric hospital, by the way, you're not allowed to have many things. For example, belts, bracelets, necklaces, your phone, tablets. Basically, most of your shit, besides some clothes that have no type of strings to it, are taken away from you. This is basically prison. Imagine all the rules for prison, but here. And I don't blame them, but this is due to your privacy, you know? Like, they don't want you to hang yourself with some shoelaces. They don't want you to choke a bitch with your necklace or anything like that, so they do this for your own good. But in there, we had this little Nintendo Wii. We were very competitive with Mario Kart. I remember that. That was super fun. We had a little television, not many channels, so we didn't really spend too much time there. A few of the girls, their parents would bring in, you know, paint palettes and paper, so we would draw each other. Actually, I have a few paintings. So here's one of them. It says Savage Monica. And here's the other one. Monica Dope as Fuck Savage. The girls, they were there year round. Some of them for a few months. Some girls were just there for a week. And you know, you get in a psychiatric hospital for any reason. There was this one girl, she was only there for a week because her parents found alcohol under her bed, and the police told her it's either you go to jail or you go to the psych ward, and she obviously chose the psych ward. For a time there, and mind you, this is what's wrong with PIW. They want your money. They're a corporate company, so of course the more patients they get, the more money they get, the more medicine they prescribe you, the more money they get in return. But basically, you know, the more medicine they prescribe to you and the longer you stay, the better for them. And so when I got there, they prescribed me some antidepressants, you know, because I was depressed. And even though I told them I felt like I didn't need it, they still gave it to me, and they basically forced you to take the medicine against your own will. And their excuse was, you're 16, you're 17, you can't make these type of decisions for yourselves. You're in a psychiatric hospital, what do you know? You don't know what's best for you. That type of stuff. So most of the time they'll give it to you in the morning and in the afternoon. And what sucks is that most of the day, I don't know about the other girls, but especially for me, I would spend most of the day drowsy. But the next following days, a bunch of crazy shit happened. For example, Michelle, I became really close with Michelle. Michelle liked the same music as I did. Michelle, you know, she was off that shit. She was about that life. She has a few anger issues. I'm a soft type of soul, like I'm a gentle soul, you know. But so for some reason I came to like her, you know, and she came to like me. She was like an older sister to me. And yeah, she was crazy, bro. If you're watching this, Michelle, you know who you are. I may be using the word Michelle, but you are the Grouch. You are Oscar the Grouch, Michelle. You dirty fiend. This was fucked up about PIW. I forgot what happened. Oh no, she was defending one of the girls. Some security guard did something fucked up to one of the girls, and Michelle stood up for her. And they took it as a threat, and they grabbed Michelle, they pushed her against the wall, and they just basically like had her in like an arm lock. I think they did, or they nearly broke her arm or her wrist. And the fact that it was like a 6 foot 200-pound man against us. I don't want to call Michelle small, but Michelle definitely was a lot smaller than him. But the fact that she was a threat to him, that does not make sense. Does not make sense. There was some female security around. There was definitely a lot other ways to handle this situation, but they decided to handle this situation with violence. They decided to hurt Michelle, and they decided to basically like traumatize her from this event. And you know what? Michelle did the right thing by suing the company. She did get kicked out of PIW, she did get banned, but good for her, because who the fuck would want to be in a fucking psychiatric hospital like that? Another fucked up instance was when this psychiatrist, quote unquote psychiatrist, came in and she started talking about burdens, about how friends, they can do you wrong, do you this and that. And I started talking about my mom. And I was telling them my mom is diabetic. She often needs help. Her blood sugar goes low, and sometimes it disrupts my day. And before I can even finish my sentence, she yelled out loud in front of all these females, basically embarrassing me, saying, "Your mom's a burden." Girl, this is why they drew this. Monica Savage is Savage Monica, because I freaked the fuck out. I said, I don't remember what I said, but it's something in between the lines of, "Bitch, my mom's not fucking burden. Let me fucking speak." I'm saying this because even though my mom has all these fucking sicknesses, at the end of the day, she's the one who fucking raised me. She's the one who put me here. She's the one who done all of this for me. She's the one who putting food in my mouth and a roof over my head. My mom never in my life will be a fucking burden. She has her problems, but I'ma be there for her. And this bitch looked at me like that. Like, what? Am I supposed to be like, "Oh, I guess my mom's a burden" to this bitch? No, my mom's not a fucking burden. Like, that's so fucking... The fact that you didn't even let me fucking finish my sentence and you're gonna just assume that I'm talking shit about my mom? Like, no, that's fucked up. But yeah, the professionalism that this psychiatrist had, you can just tell, like, she was cheap. You can tell she working for minimum wage, because, like, she did not handle the situation well either. And she like I said, I'm a gentle soul, so I'm not the one to spaz often, but I felt like I connected with these other females better than she did. I understood these other females more than she did. When these females were having anxiety attacks, when these females were crying and trembling, I was there for them. I was holding their hands, reminding them, breathe in and breathe out, like, it's just stay calm. And this psychiatrist couldn't even do that for them. This is what's fucked up about PIW. They hire about anybody to do the fucking job. They don't really care about their patients. But, you know, that's what I gotta say. Another fucking instance of PIW is, I forgot his name, but I'm gonna give him the name Jimmy. Jimmy, he was another gentle soul. He was in there for I don't know what, but while at PIW, he attempted suicide. He tried hanging himself with curtain. It didn't work, thank God. Thank God it did not fucking work. But here's the fucked up part. He tried killing himself because the other boys in the psychiatric hospital, they were bullying him. Nobody in that facility tried doing anything to prevent that. The only solution was bringing Jimmy to the females, you know? The females are a lot less agitated, I guess, than the boys. But the fact that, like, they waited until this boy tried killing himself to finally do something about it. And to y'all, it might not seem like the worst thing ever, but imagine if he would have succeeded. He would have killed himself in a psychiatric hospital because nobody listened to him. That's what's fucked up, and this is why I'm mad at that. If he would have succeeded, imagine that. He would have killed himself in a place that was meant to help him. Their form of therapy, I'm gonna do this so much because everything they did in there was fucking bullshit. Another form of therapy was drawing while talking out loud. And what the fuck did that do? I feel like one-on-ones do better than drawing therapy or whatever. And a lot of girls, like, I remember this one girl, she had an issue with men. And they had the audacity to bring in a man. Why would you do that? That same girl ended up breaking our beloved we. I don't blame her, but why did you have to do that to us? We were so bored. I unlimited for lunch. Or food in general. Of course, they give you 3 meals a day and a few snacks, but lunch, oh my god. I remember, I don't know what they were heading for, but I remember this one day they had like an Italian day. They didn't call it Italian day, that's what I gave it. But it was pasta, it was pizza, it was lasagna, it was everything. It was so freaking good. I crushed that shit. And the best part is, if there was leftovers, you can go for seconds. And you know I fucking went. And I crushed. Now it was nom. Other days it was like Mexican day or this and that, but the food was delicious. I would go back solely for the food. This is Coca-Cola, by the way. On the boy side, I'm so grateful at that time to be born a female, because the boy side was beyond ludicrous. There was constant fights, and you can tell and it's basic common psychology that boys just tend to be a lot less mature than females, and they do seem to be a lot more agitated and aggressive than females. So on the boy side, of course the females weren't allowed to be there all the time or at all. So at the boy side there was constant fights, there was holes in the walls, blood everywhere. Oh yeah, another thing that happened to Michelle is they dumped her in this room. The walls were basically concrete and there was like a mat on the floor. They threw her in there for like hours, I think. So this happened on the last day, and I still do not 100% understand how I got involved. But there was a fight between 2 females, 2 newbies basically. They came on the last day and they fought. So they put the hospital or the adolescents place on lockdown. And for some reason they separated girls. Half the girls went to lunch and half the girls were locked in this hallway. And in that hallway, I had access to my room. And there was this one female yelling and screaming, "I'ma shit on her pillow. I'ma fart on her pillow. Fuck her. Where's my Xanax? I want Perkinsons." I'm not even making this up. This girl was singing Future. She was singing in the corner, "Perkinsons. I want Perkinsons." And she was like, "Give me Xanax. I want Xanax." And then, I don't mean to make fun of her, but like, she was very aggressive and I was kind of scared of her. So that's why I do this a lot. This is my survival skills. I try making friends with her. I was just, you know what, like, you do you. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm no snitch. This is my last day. Let me not start problems with you. But yeah, that was her. And then there was other female. This sounds so make-believe and it sounds like it came out of a movie, but it's honest and it's true. She was being aggressive. She wasn't following instructions. She wasn't and I understand why she was aggressive and very impatient. We were in our hallway for hours while those other girls had permission to go eat and play in the lounge area. We were in there just like, what the fuck is going? We didn't even have an explanation. They locked us away from the other females without telling us anything. At the time, I didn't know anything. Michelle had to Snapchat me days after she got out explaining what happened. But it was me and like 6 other females locked in this room. They didn't give me any explanation to why I was there. So of course it caused so much confusion, and I was so happy that I had the ability to get out that day. But back to the other girl, I'm gonna call her Janice. Janice of course was being aggressive, impatient, and I don't remember why they did this to her. I don't necessarily remember Janice being a threat, but I remember a bunch of grown-ass men, they were security guards of course, they grabbed her and they put her in this other room, in this other locked hallway. And I remember this is like some of the girls with anxiety and such, PTSD, who were in there, they started crying and they started like freaking out. And of course, because these psychiatrists aren't shit, I was the one who had to fucking comfort them. I remember like we having to watch them like inject her with this mysterious fucking substance. We didn't know what it was, but they just pulled down her pants. Grown men pulled down this underage girl's pants and injected her with this substance. and we were freaking out. And then they tried covering the windows as if we didn't just see what happened. Like I swear, this sounds so make-believe, but this happens in psychiatric hospitals. And I don't want to call this abuse because she did in a way threaten them. But you pull down the pants of a underage girl. I don't know how old she was, but if you're in the adolescence unit, it means because you're not 18 or you're not of age. So it's fucking ludicrous. And I don't know what happened after that, but I remember they took me out of the room. Oh, another thing, I keep saying that, but another thing is like we kept asking the girls like, talk to us, speak to us, like what's going on. We were speaking through the window that the doors had, and we were like, what happened? And literally they pushed the females away, and they put like these paintings up on the wall in order to cover any interaction in between us. Like they cover the windows literally. Like, what's your fucking point? Like, I didn't deserve this. Like I said, I'm a gentle soul. I had no reason to be separated from the other females. What is he doing? But luckily I got out that same day. They had an evaluation with my parents. They talked about my progress in the hospital as if I needed any progress. They prescribed me a shit ton of pills that I did not need. Told me to go see this therapist. I only saw her for like a month before we just stopped. She was like, yeah, you really don't need this. Even she knew what's up. Yeah, and during that evaluation, my parents were like, this is a pretty nice hospital, looks pretty nice, this and that. And then like a second later, on the evaluation room, it was literally like what you think it would be. You know, when you're having like when there's a detective interviewing this like suspect, and there's this like two-way mirror, well, not mirror, but like window. Yeah, there was a window we can see out of and they can see into. And like we literally, the second my parents said that, we look outside and there's these two boys like full on wrecking. Like they're at it, bro. Like they're in it to kill each other, bro. And my parents were like, yeah, I changed my mind. This place is not it. So overall, my experience at PIW, it's a 2 out of 10. I give it a 2 because 1, the food, 2, my friends. I am still very much friends with the girls I met there. Shout out to them. I still talk to them every once in a while. I love you.